We have successfully created our login page and sign up page, but there are many cases if we need to check login user is logged in or not. These things can be further steps, but we need to make to do app as soon as possible. So let's dive into that. Let's create that in this video. After creating login page, sign up page, or everything, we need to do to do app thing. So we need to add some dependencies. So we are here. That we need some providers and shared preferences for our settings. Just go to pubspec.yaml provider this version shared preferences. You need to write these two lines uh, as it is. And next here we need to create another folder for the to do things. I call them as controllers. In that controller, new file. What file I'll be needed to do this? To do provider. Not dot. Here we need class of to do provider. Sorry, I need to use capital P. Extends change not filter. Change notifier. After that, we don't need these things. Just we need to add what kind of attributes we are going to add in this thing. We need to create database ID and also and collection ID. So we need what database ID, which will be in appwrite. Okay, let's go to appwrite as quick. Click on databases and create database. To do's or tasks, anything you can create. Uh, we gave the database ID. Now we need to create collection ID. So it is for users, right? So user to do's create, and then we need some attributes like uh, title of the to do and what he need to give as a description. Some parts we will add. So let's get quickly add that. Title attribute is string, size is 1000 for the sake of some magic number, not required for now. and create another attribute description attribute type string sim size 5000 create, and we need another one also is done. Whether we need to know is his task done or not. So for now it's not necessary. I think it's boolean type and value is false. I call it as required one. Not think so, which is not required. uh, I think we can't edit this, so let's delete and create another one is done. Select type boolean not required, create and create another one. We need to know whom it was done by, like which of the user created that to do, we need to know. So we are using that email default value, no, nothing required. It is required, right? Let's create. Up to now this is the part we are going to add in this. um, we need a database IDs, so let's call the database IDs as string base ID equal to in the strings uh, let's go to the appwrite. Now we need database ID copied, control V, same we need collection ID is 2 string collection. Inside database ID we will get collection ID, so paste that inside and close this. Now we need some functionality to this. Final database 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 client. Now just call list or to-dos. I think we need to change here to this curly parenthesis, curly braces. Okay, actually we didn't made any document, but we are going to make it. Let's do that as soon as possible. And also listing, just listing, we need to get that lists, get all the to-dos. Document get request all to-dos, then to-dos. Let's get quickly into the page. Create document. Title string is just, I make it as read 2 pages every day. Not done, so it's not created. And by created by, in our database we have kitty@email.com. Let's create. Yeah, we got this. And let's create another one for the sake of some study. Plan for semester. This is also done by kitty@email.com. Next, create. That's great. We have these documents. After making these lists and get request, you know what? We need to make permission change. We need to get the CRUD operations and permissions. So settings, let's go to the settings, update permission, add a role to get all users will be able to create, read, update, delete. Let's update this. Permissions have been updated. And now let's get back to do's. Okay, parentheses we lost, and then let's create a function, future function. We need read. We need to read to do's. We are giving functionality here. We gave permission and we need functionality for that. So by using try catch method, it is better to use try catch method when we need to get some data from somewhere, because we will get notified when where the error is getting in detail. If not, we will be confused and not to no, we cannot get any prompt error prompted error. So we need to see all the code and document all the things, check everything. It will be tedious thing. So we are using this try catch method. Database id equal to what? Database id itself, and collection ID is collection ID itself. Let's close this, and then we are going to make an request. To do is equal to data. Let's create function having to do data documents notify listeners that catch the error and print it as water. It's going. Sorry, it is not functional. It was showing document is not here, so import library .html. You don't need to create any class database for now. Let it be there. We will use it later. After creating these things, you need a direct call. Start at the initial of the class. Let's add to do provider, and then I think this, let's call the read to do's. Close this. That's it. Next, let's go to our main dot. We need to change this part. We don't want any material app. We need a widget now. Wrap with widget. We widget name is change notifier provider. Notifier provider, and then let's import that, and then we need a function called create, which will have the context of which represents then to do provider. We need to get this thing inside this here and close this and save this. Let's run. kitty@email.com, password 12345678 9. No worries. Still showing hello developer. Instead of this hello developer, we need some database coming from database. We need something that means documented. We have documented some to dos, right? We need to read them. So let's delete these things. And call consumer. It's not context. Builder. Context to do provider. Provider and child. Let's return our desired part. So let's create a view, builder, item builder, having the this part also, item count. Dot all to dot length Let's get this here and this also. Let's type this thing, context, and index. And now we need to return list style as title, title having text, provider, we are calling provider or to do function with index dot data dot to string. You need a comma here and this again parenthesis. Here it's not taking the consumer, it's defined in home page. Okay, let's provide a package. That's it. Control S. Let's see what will happen. We got this thing. That's great. But we need to make this UI into bit in a good way to look good. We got this, but something is messy because this is not all the things we need. So let's change this part. Now title, text part, everything is good. Okay, let's delete this. And just call title in a string, right? Okay, let's see, is it working or not? Okay, we are getting this. We need subtitle also. This as what? Subtitle text and then provider dot all to do's double R index dot data. What we need is now description part. That was done. We need a comma here. These two, and another comma. We need is done part in a checked box. So we are trying to do some UI as checkbox. If we need to make functionality value of having provider dot all to do's index. Let's get this down and the tab data is done. I think we made it until now, but if one changed, this will change. If it's unchecked, it will not be in ticked box, just a box. So we are using this uh, on changed function. Lost somewhere, so let's add. I think we are done with this, but having 3 errors. We added value as a defined one. We are getting this error. Everything is going on, but this part, it is giving some error. Why? Because this text part is good, but this boolean value, when you get value, not that way. Actually, we did some error here on change function earlier. Now I think it's okay, and on change function is wrong. It was shows telling that argument type document is not allowed for this method. Dot data. Yeah, this much of errors we are getting now because this is it's late night. Now okay with it. Let's see what will happen. Errors is not true. Okay, we need to update here. We said value is true, but in database we haven't done it like that. Not yet done. Right. Is done. Update. Is done. Updated. Let's see whether we will get or not. Let's restart. Okay, let's log in. This is the headache if we don't make the uh, other method. Logged in users must be logged in for the session wise, but we didn't coded for that because it was taking a lot of time. So I'm retyping everything 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 for every session, but it's okay. Yeah, we got this. That's great. Anyhow, we are making progress, right? And after that we can make improvements. Let it keep simple. uh, we can see whatever in the database. So from database it's working, so let's create UI for this. Just go to the home page. Let's add a button here. So in the inside scaffold we need to make. Okay, uh, what kind of thing we need is somewhat having like float floating action button, floating action button. One pressed, what it needs to done is uh, it need to navigate dot push named to the context. Yet we need to make another page. Means we need to make another layout. So let's leave it. I mean, let's leave this part. Pushy. We need to import something, I think. Floating button. Action button. That's right. On rest. Alligator. I think we need to close the on test thing. Sorry. Curly braces. Like we need UI of icon. Default icon we are using dot add. I think I need to delete this. It was showing floating action button. Just why we are getting this error? I think we have, but functionality we didn't give. So let's go to the to-do provider. Let's create another function, future function. Like for let's comment it down. Create new task. What to do? Future create new to do. Strings we need, and also if it's empty we can accept for now. Title, comma, string. For the string purpose, we need to use capital. It's a basic coding thing I'm forgetting to do. For operators, for descriptions, and async function we are going to use. This need to be there. After async function, we need functionality for that. So let's add final collection ID. No need, I think. Collection equal to await database dot create document database ID. Everything is coming up, but here everything will come database ID, collection ID, but document ID can't get because it cannot be unique by itself. We need to use id dot unique id dot, it's a default function we are using, and data part also we need to do some part, like we cannot get that directly, so let's add the parts we needed. Okay, this is lengthy one, so in the data part we are going to get some string of attribute of title as title, same as attribute of description as description. Is done. False. Created by string already existed as kitty@email.com. And indentation, that's great. We need to tell that read TODOs function, and then let them listen, notify listeners. Done. Okay, now we created this, but also we need to make things is homepage. We need URL. URL means we have to go to the dot sorry main dot There we need to create another route. For now, new context, and then here, come on. And then let's give it as new to-do. It was not yet defined, so let's add this in controller, new file, to do dot. We have not yet given this function, so let's do it in here. This is also a stateless widget, so class new to do state, sorry, I think extends stateful widget and then const new to do super dot key. Now let's take the override object and make this, actually this is not the right indentation, this is, and then state new to do, create state, follow through, then new to do state, and now we need to make the class functionality to the new to do state to build the whatever we need to get that UI. So new to do state will make that UI. We'll do this new to do and again we need to use new override object widget build context. That was nice. We need to return the scaffold. As app bar with app bar with title, having text, add new to do, with body constraints. Okay, let's make this body constraints, having column, children of text form field, let's have the decoration part, input decoration label, having the text as title. This is the placeholder we are going to use, label placeholder, comma, comma. We are going to use this again for the description part. So let's copy paste, Control C, Control V, change it to description. Now we need to add this one also, is done. So elevated button we need to have on pressed, and function here having the child with text, create to do, okay. Let's see how many errors we have. We need here children, Okay, okay. Let's see how it's working. Sorry. Kitty at the rate of email.com. Password is 123456789. Login. Create. Shit. We are getting to the login page. It was not correct thing to do. Let's see. New to do. Why it was. Yeah. I think now we can get that. I think so. Kitty at the rate of email.com. 123456789. Login. New. Shit. What happened? Are we getting this right or not? We can get this UI. After this, we need to controllers for the title and description. So let's add. We need to go to the new to do and then add these things like create new to do. Here we need to add the text editing controller and then title controller equal to text editing controller. Done. Note text editing controller description controller. Same. Actually, sorry for this. We need to add this thing here before the override function. Okay. And then we need a provider to create things. So provider we will create here. We need call. Let's call him. We need that inside the widget. Let's call the to do provider. To do provider, you need to or a provider for us and provide us some dot of to do provider. Like we need that context. That's it. Any problem? with our code. Let's see. We need to add this provider, so let's have it. Inside the text form field, we need to have the controller. Title controller. Same. Description controller. Desk controller. That's it. And we need to make some changes inside whenever we press the button on pressed. We need some uh, like toast. What do you mean by toast is on pressed. On pressed. Pressed. Let's create. On pressed, it will do some. Let's call the provider again. Dot create new to do. We are not calling directly. We need like this. By controllers we are calling. So title controller dot text and description controller dot description. Sorry, it's text only. That's it. After that, we need a toast that it was created. That means creation of that to do. So we need UI messenger scuffle messenger dot off what context. We need text message. We call that by dot show snack bar. What snack bar will do is call the context not calling, create the context in text format with string to do was added. That's it. And then this add cost modifier snack bar. It was showing some. Okay, this is capital S. We need to import something I think, sorry, this is content. We need content. That's it. Let's add a get up early morning. Description. I'm a bit lazy. Create to do. To do is added. Let's see debug console also. Sorry. Well, let's check here. Yeah, we are having this part successfully, and it was bit uh, exciting. I can create here from here. It was easy, while appwrite is this much of easy interface, and also it was fast to develop and also getting settings. And let's move to the next. Creating, but creation is good, but after creating we are staying here only, but not like that. We need to go back to the to do page. So for that, let's add here that navigator dot pop context. That's it. It will redirect to the home page. Let's see how it will work. uh, Babysit. I'll take care. Yeah, that's great. Now what next? I can read, I can create, but I'm not able to update. See, CRUD operations. We can create, we can read, we can update. We need to give this update. So let's go to where we need to go is, let's go to to-do provider. Okay, here create new task, get all new to-dos. Let's create future function. Mark, let's we need to make things completed on the UI itself. Let's call string. Whether it's done or not, we don't know, that's why. Okay, why I'm using inside id, I'll tell you in coming thing. Wait for a second. Is done, I think it is done. Async function. After that we need final data equal to await database dot update document. That's great. We need indentation. So now here we can see document ID is showing some wrong. Why? Because we cannot give unit here. already we created it in create new to do. We got that unique ID, and we need to recycle that, and we need to use that for the ID. Okay, let's give this thing, and we need to add another part, data of consisting. Our boolean part is done. As is done function. Now I think we don't need any try catch method for this, because we will see whether it's working or not. Uh, After this, we need to tell that we are here to read or read your to-dos. And next, notify that listeners. Notify listeners. That's it. We need provider for this update. So let's go to the home page, and we need to add, sorry, it's not home page, it's new to do, not on. Let's save this. After creating this, we need some change here. On changed, here we need provider. So let's call provider uh, for from the mark completed ID, and is done. We shouldn't call them directly. Uh, Mark completed provider dot all to dos in index dot dollar ID. Where actually this is default thing. Uh, we can see it in models dot in the appwrite package. It was uh, default thing we will get when we install the appwrite. And then for is done part, we need to check whether it's done or not. So provide, that's why we use this exclamation mark for checking. False to dos index dot from data boolean is done or not. That's it. Control S. Let's check whether it's working or not. Yeah, we can update here. That's great. It was very satisfying to watch this as a beginner. Okay, we can update checklist, but not the what we wrote, and we cannot edit. let's edit the part. For this, I wanted to create new one. Edit to do dot dot. Uh, thing is same as new to do. Control all, control all, control C. Make it in this thing, and then after we need to change just this part. We can rename this. Rename to do to edit to do. Everything will change. See, everything change. Here we need to change this as edit to do, and then update to do. Okay, but here we cannot use this provider, so let's delete that. Done. But we need route for this also. uh, so let's go to this part. Same as the thing, but if we touch on his thing, we need to redirect to do. We need to give access for the edit. So let's wait. Whenever he wants to edit in here list tile, let's give an option that on tab. On tab, what it need to do is navigator. So let's use this, but edit, we haven't made a edit route yet. Let's go to main dot dot comma edit, and then context. Edit to do. And let's import the edit to do in controllers. That's it. Controllers. Let's see. I'm clicking on it. Yes. Edit to do, update to do. But we haven't given any functionality to it. We need to give provider. But in a already we need here already given function, like I given title as reading, we need that reading and description also to change, not the new one from the updation. If there might be spelling mistakes like that. After getting the UI of edit option, we need to get the data. So in argument form, uh, argument should be saved in UI, and it would be visible on update whenever we need to edit. Let's call the provider dot all to-dos from the data, sorry, from index. You can watch over and done. uh, is there anything wrong we did? Because all over we are getting this errors coupled. Okay, I think it's, sorry, arguments. We are getting the error of these things. Voting action button. Voting action button was satisfying. Sorry, here we need to edit inside that. Control V, Control Z. Same, its arguments. That's it. We need to edit in editing. Let's, after getting this, we need to edit in edit to do. We need to do same. We after calling the provider in home page, we need to tell that to the edit page too. So before the return option, let's comment out. What we need to do is catch those arguments. and then we need final function, and let's call the database document and its arguments with its arguments uh, equal to what it's need to do is model route dot of context. Let's nullify that with this and dot settings dot arguments. It is settings, not settings. Okay. We need to import that package. Okay. And now what? We need controllers here. But in a different way. What would be possible means let's use our controllers. Already we defined them. Title controller dot text equal to arguments dot data title. String title. And now desk controller dot text equal to arguments dot data description. I think it's ready for editing. Let's see, can edit or not. Okay, let's take out this nullify things. Settings dot arguments as document description. Let's see, type null is not a subtype, so we cannot nullify this. I think problem is not from that. Let's see why it's getting like that. Okay, coming back to the kitty@email.com, password 12345678 9, login, reading. Yeah, we can get this now. It's not every day. Today. Is it changed? No, I think. Why it isn't changed? It's not update. We can get that uh, data when we click, but we cannot update. So let's make that happen by commenting as update to-dos with calling tab future. I think future doesn't need, so shit. Future, let's call for future update to do having capital S string title and string with description, string of id. Whoever wants to update that, async final data equal to await database dot update to do update document. Okay, sorry, update document, and then same problem with document id. We need to change it to just id, and we need another part also, data with arguments title as title, comma, arguments description as desk. Desk means description. Let's end up this id. I think this capital I, small I, control S. Hey, actually we didn't set that provider to read this thing, so let's tell that, come on, let's read this, read to-dos and notify the listeners. That's it. And again we need to change some part in home page in where we need to change this. Wait, you need to come to edit to do. For let's call the provider to tell that update to do, not like this, by controller dot text desk controller dot text, and also id, not just id, we cannot get arguments, we need to call the arguments dot dollar id. That's it. Parenthesis. I think we can update now. It's not reading, it's read update. Yeah, we can update now. That's great. And then go to the home page. This is the last part of the UI. We need to, in CRUD operations, we did three operations: create, read, update. Last part is delete. Let's delete that part. Okay, for that we need to call an icon, trailing icon button with this icon of icon dot delete. It's icons of trailing icon button like okay. Let's add functionality of onPressed. What it need to do is we will give the function later after writing it in our to do provider. Just come to this and let's tell that let's delete to do's. After commenting, what we need to do is routine future delete to do string id async final data equal to database dot delete document. Now same, just give id. Mm, and then tell that read to dos and notify listeners. That's it. After this, we need to after this we need provider, like we are calling provider dot delete to do id, just not id. We have to tell that provider dot all to do's in index dot dollar id. That's it. Let's check whether it is deleting or not. Okay, things are deleting. That's great. This is the thing, a basic to do app we can do. If we want to add robustness like user session, user saved data, uh, and a user's data is separated dynamically, you can. But for the personal use, this is it. This is the to do basic app with using appwrite and with flutter. That was great. This is a great beginning tutorial for the whoever starting their Android development journey. Thank you.